we looked at a beautiful piece that Mendelssohn wrote when he was only 15 years old. This week we're going to look at another piece. This piece I just played, he wrote when he was 12 years old. And we're going to add on 3 more composers, all of them younger than age 12 in this episode. Before we begin, I want to encourage all of you to subscribe to our channel. So let's get started with precocious composers. So let's listen to a beautiful piece written by Mendelssohn. It's a sonata for the pianoforte written in 1821 when Mendelssohn was only 12 years old. For a young composer of only 12 years old. I love the Sturm und Drang style. That's a minor key style that was really popular in the early part of the Romantic period. Let's look at another composer, a younger one. Here's Frédéric Chopin. Around the same time, Chopin was only 7 years old when he wrote his first piece. This is a Polonaise. Chopin wrote many beautiful Polonaises. You know this is his first piece, his first Polonaise. What I really want to do with that is to add what Chopin did later in his Polonaises, something like this. I guess he had to do that fancy stuff a little bit later in his career. Wonderful music, but Chopin wasn't the only 7-year-old. We also had a wonderful 7-year-old, and his name was Samuel Barber. And Barber was an American composer, wrote some fabulous music. I even played his piano concerto when I was at Juilliard many, many years ago. He wrote in a much more of a contemporary style, but his very first piece he wrote when he was 7 years old, he called it Sadness. This is from 1917, and he calls it Opus 1, Number 1. Kind of simple, but it was a start for Samuel Barber. Here's his piece called Sadness. Very simple, straightforward. He went on to write music that was much more complicated and much more contemporary. A nice little piece for the start, though, for him. Now we're going to look at our last piece in this group. Of course, you can probably guess that it would be Mozart, who also was very precocious. Mozart wrote his Köchel number 1 when he was 5 years old. And it's a minuet in G major, probably copied a little bit like Bach's Minuet in G major, but a wonderful, beautiful piece. Let's listen to Mozart's Minuet in G, Köchel 1. Not bad for a 5-year-old. I find it interesting also that Mozart already was developing a sense of humor in his writing and also a sense of sophistication in the rhythm. He uses something called a hemiola in the middle of it. You'll hear the nice waltz rhythm. Then he does a hemiola. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So there's sort of an off-balance feel to it. And the use of harmony is really quite fantastic too. Thanks for watching our episode on precocious composers. Have you heard of any other composers that are really young and successful? Write them down in the comments below, and we'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching Learn and Love Music. We'll see you next time.